All right, so Funny Games is not a game by Milton Bradley. Let's just be clear about that.
No, it is a Milton Bradley. Let's kill the middle-class white family. You never heard that game?
Well, they had a few toys there that would shoot out like things and kids would choke to death on them. But other than that, I don't think there were any toys that involved bludgeoning people to death.
Oh, okay. Well, they should, because it looks like fun.
Yeah, well,
at least from
your
this movie.
family, yeah.
Man, in this movie, I mean, when they say brutal, I mean, this is really a brutal film. And what you have is that you have two preppy young men who are probably early 20s. They look like they just got through playing tennis or croquet or something. The most polite young men in the world. Nice, conservative looking. They got the little emo haircuts. They're wearing white gloves. And they politely work their way into your home. They start messing up stuff, but still saying, I'm sorry, excuse me. And then they start to bust you in your kneecaps and make your wife strip down to she's naked. And eventually they will probably kill you.
Wait, I thought you said this was a horror movie, not Saturday Night.
My Saturday Night, yeah. Well, what's normal for me is not for everybody else, please.
Well, different tastes.
Yeah, I'm from Waco, come on.
That's what you all do over there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when I saw this movie, now you told me about it because you haven't seen this. Apparently this is a shot-for-shot version of a German film by the director who did Caché. What's the guy's name?
I can't remember the guy's name. It's the same director, though, right?
It's the same director, yeah.
I don't think it's quite shot for shot, not like Gus Van Sant's Psycho, but it's so close as to be, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference, apparently. And
yeah.
I don't know about this one. I mean, I'm assuming that he ends everything the same way. There's literally a scene early on in both films where one of the characters, the villains, turns and winks at the camera like a Ferris Bueller's aside, like, hey, we know you're watching. And this is the reason why the movie feels like it's okay for us to sit and watch a family being tortured to death. Because he's saying to the audience, hey, we know you like this stuff and you're a bunch of sick fuckers.
Okay, see, that's what my problem is in this movie. You have Naomi Watts, Tim Roth, and Michael Pitt, and I forgot I didn't even know who his partner is in the movie, but these guys who play the psychos, they are both great. They do an incredible job in this movie. And it's fascinating to watch them pretty much hijack a family through being very civil. The bullshit comes in that, we're trying to make a message about violence by showing you more violence. Like, fuck that, man. No, you're doing whatever the movies are that you're criticizing. You're showing torture, you're showing violence, and it doesn't make it any better than whatever message that you're trying to make.
It's hypocritical, and worst of all, it's been done before and much better. There's a movie called Man Bites Dog, which is the first movie I'm aware of that really used this technique, but it didn't do it right from the start. It wasn't like a gimme, like you already knew that was what it was going to be. It's real clever about the way it does it. It turns it around on you and reaches a point where suddenly you realize you were laughing at all this horror, and you start being horrified at yourself. Mm-hmm. This movie is, assuming it's just like the German one, it's just another torture porn, really, when it comes down to it, with good actors, and then trying to say, oh, well, we have a point, so it's okay.
That's why I pretty much didn't like the movie when I came out of it. And I said, really, this is bullshit, because you're giving me a message, and that message, as you said, it only takes one movie to do it, and that's enough.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel anything for the family, because the message pulled me out of the movie. I'm just sitting there watching a one-note film.
Yeah.
How gory is it?
Well, it's not.
I get scared really easy on like creepy, gory, just.
Well, that's a good point, Edie. Seriously?
No, seriously, I get scared by things like that.
Well, no, the point here is that they don't show you that much violence. All of it is off screen. Now, there's still people are still trying to say, if you're being an academic egghead about this, you're going to be like, well, they really don't show you the violence. And it's like, who gives a shit? Okay, who cares? It's all implied. It's the same thing. Imagination works. Yeah, all that kind of stuff. But I looked at it as a message movie before. Now, when I re-examine it, and again, I don't mean to over intellectualize this, but when I look at it as a horror film, I'm actually kind of impressed. Because really, that's what it is. If you strip away any kind of pretentiousness about it, it's a horror movie. And I really like these characters who they're not. We really haven't seen these kind of killers. Really, the closest we have to it is Hannibal Lecter.
Kind of like the Ted Bundys of killing.
Well, the quality humans that we expect, the people you'd never see coming. You know, Hannibal Lecter's a doctor. You know, you're like, well, this guy's not a killer. We trust them inherently. These guys, nice private school, clean cut kids. They're never going to torture and rape my wife and murder me in my home.
Yeah.
You know, but the lesson here is, well, who cares? Shoot them first. Don't let them get anywhere near your house.
No.
If it's Halloween, fuck it. Lay grenades on your front porch.
That's the cool thing about it. These fools came out of nowhere, and they're wearing these little tight shorts, these little tight white shorts, and these white gloves. And you're thinking, who could they possibly hurt?
So now you're saying you can't trust the white man either.
I can't trust the gay-looking private school boys, apparently.
Exactly. You said it. I didn't. And so after looking at it, I couldn't get the movie out of my mind. I actually had, and I hate to say it, I had fun watching these two guys. Cause like I said, look, I ain't sick, but I didn't give a shit about this family because either way it goes, it's taking me out of the film. And I know that they're actors. I know it's not real. So who gives a shit?
Michael
man?
Pitt's good casting for this, though. He's a weird-looking kid, but he's a really good actor. People remember him a lot from Hedwig and the Angry Inch, being sort of the kid who was Hedwig's protege, who turned into a giant, like Trent Reznor-sized rock star. He is real talented, but he's never been able to transcend that barrier from little films like this and Hedwig to the big time because he is so. Well, he's just odd.
No, he's perfect, and that whole polite thing really worked to his advantage, him and his partner, because. It's really cool to watch. Like I said, that's part of being disturbed by their performance is that they never really break character. They are always being polite. They're like, oh, no, you shoot him first. Oh, no, after you, shoot him in the nuts. No, you. And it's like, wow, this is really working for me, this whole thing.
No, I know in the German one, you always got the feeling while they were doing the same thing that they're just playing that game too, that they're not like that at all. That the whole thing, the whole character and everything is just kind of a put on. It's like, yeah, they are rich kids, but they're sociopathic ones, and continuing to play this whole, no, like, please, no. Well, after tea then.
Yeah, exactly.
We shall rape her.
Maybe say it again.
After tea then perhaps we shall rape her. Oh, you rape her first. Oh, you.
Exactly. But no, you finally learn that it's part of their very disturbed psychosis, and they truly are psychopaths, and that's what makes it scary as a horror film. But really, if you look at it as a message movie, I think the whole thing is bullshit. But really watching it as a horror movie, I kind of had a good time watching performances, and I give it matinee.
I would have gone to see this if Martin Lawrence had been one of the family members. To watch him get tortured and murdered to death, I would pay any price.
What you doing, man? No! Oh no, man! Don't hurt me! Don't hurt my wife, Gina! Now I want to make my own version of this, where these two dudes, they decide to pull this shit in the ghetto and a trailer park. Because poor people, because you can do this shit to rich people, because they just, oh, come on in for tea. Yes, what do you need, some eggs? Shit, but pull that shit on, like, can you imagine this shit being pulled in Kentucky somewhere? Where motherfuckers got guns already right at the door for it. They got it like in a coat rack.
Yeah, that wouldn't really transfer.
It shows that you just can't trust anyone.
Well, you'd have to have, if you have something like that, it would have to be like the kids with a banjo from Deliverance showing up at the door. Hey, can we come in, boss? Some sugar. Yeah. Hey, come on in.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're raping my wife.
Yeah, even the little kid,
they join in.
But you got these two boys coming in trying to do this shit, and like they have a little inbred kid who all of a sudden gets retard strength and like starts beating the hell out of him. I mean, that shit wouldn't fly in any poor community. These kids did good. If you ever want to torture and kill any family, make sure they're white and rich.
I thought that was how Waco was founded, though.
Hear ye.